Hello my friends, I hope you're doing super duper wonderful, and in today's video I'll show you how you can create this awesome clickable and scrollable animated slide design in PowerPoint. As you can see, I'm just clicking on different items on the photo, and those items are just popping out and we're getting some beautiful animation. So you can basically use any photo that you wish, but for this tutorial we'll be using this beautiful photo on the right, and we will animate a couple of those beautiful items. So let's go. Okay my friends, let's jump into PowerPoint, and I'm jumping into Microsoft PowerPoint 365. And now let's start with this empty beautiful slide that has this beautiful gradient fill. If you'd like to create the same gradient fill for your slide, you can apply a gradient fill for your slide with these two beautiful color stops. Okay, so the first color stop looks like this. Let me check the hex code. So here's the hex code if you'd like to use the same color. Okay, and now here is the second color that you can use to create the same beautiful gradient fill for your slide, and the gradient itself is linear. Okay, and for now we can hide the format pane so that we have more space to work with. And next let's activate the slide guides so that we can see where's the center of the slide. And now we'll have to insert a huge rectangle that basically covers the whole left side of the slide. Let's go to insert shapes, let's find that rectangle tool, and let's just draw a rectangle that covers the whole left side of the slide. And right now, of course, this rectangle is super bright, so let's make it a little bit more subtle as I did on this slide. So as you can see here, this rectangle has a nice subtle gradient fill, so we can do that as well. And to save some time, let's just use the format painter and paste the same style to this rectangle as well. And at the same time, let's make sure that the rectangle is selected, and let's jump into the format shape pane where we can check out the exact colors that I have used for this gradient fill. So as you can see, we have two color stops, and the first color looks like this. Here is the hex code if you'd like to use it as well. And here is the second color, and here is the hex code of the second color. And as you can see, our beautiful rectangle has a soft shadow on the right side, and here are all of the shadow settings if you'd like to achieve the same look as well. I think this shadow helps this rectangle to pop out a little bit more. And that is looking super duper awesome. And next my friends, let's insert this beautiful photo from unsplash.com. Link is in the video description if you'd like to use the same photo as well. And now let's just go to insert pictures, and let's find that photo, and let's click insert. And skadoosh, our beautiful photo has been inserted. That's super awesome. Let me just zoom out a little bit. And now let's just move this photo to the right side, and let's send it to back so that we can see our rectangle on the left side. Okay. So we can position this photo anywhere that we want, and let's just crop out the right side of the photo so that it doesn't stick out, from the slide window. Okay, we can adjust the photo inside the cropping area and click on the crop button to finalize, the look of our photo. I think it's looking beautiful. And one more thing before we continue, let's select the photo on the rectangle, and let's send these guys to back so that we can see the logo and the slide number. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. Okay, and next I think we can start inserting those text boxes. So here in the assets section I have prepared a couple of text boxes to save some time, and for these beautiful text boxes I'm using this Poppins semi-bold and Poppins light fonts. Okay, and after that I have just grouped a couple of those text boxes into groups, and now we can copy this first group and let's paste it into our slide. And next, let's make sure that we nicely align this text inside of the rectangle, and to do that, as you can see, I'm using a couple of strange looking shortcuts. And the reason for that is that I have this free Bright Slide add-in that has some awesome productivity features such as alignment shortcuts. But of course, you can always select your rectangle, hold down the Shift key, select your text. You can go to Shape Format, Alignment Options, and first choose Align to Center and then Align to Middle. But if you have the Bright Slide add-in, you can do it much faster with those alignment shortcuts. Okay my friends, and next let's add a few more text boxes here at the bottom of the slide. And once again, let me jump to my previous slide, and to save some time, let's copy these text groups and let's paste them right over here. So basically there should be a text box group for each of the clickable items on our photo. So we'll have a travel camera, travel bag, and camera lens. 3 clickable items, and that's why we have 3 text box groups. And now let's just make sure that all of them are nicely aligned to the left side, and if we wish, we can make those vertical gaps equal as well. Okay my friends, and the next step is to actually cut out some of the items from this photo, because right now this is just a one solid photo, and we would like to have some of those items as separate layers. And we could cut out anything that we wish just using PowerPoint, but if we would like to have a little bit more precision, we could use this free online photo editor called Photopea. So let me show you how I have used Photopea to cut out, for example, this camera. And first of all, let's just zoom in a little bit, and we can do that by holding down the Alt key and scrolling with the mouse. And next, let's activate the pen tool. Let's make sure that the path mode is activated. And now all we have to do is just basically keep on clicking and go around the edges of the camera. And for example, if you're not happy with your last point, you can just hit the space bar and you can adjust the position of your last point. And for example, if you'd like to make a sharp turn, you can hold down the Alt key and make a sharp turn. Okay, because otherwise all of your curves will be smooth. And now let me finish tracing this camera and let's get closer to that starting point. You don't have to click on the starting point, but just click somewhere near the starting point. And then you can just click on this button, create selection. And next we'll get a little pop-up window. Let's just choose OK, and now the camera has been selected. And now while the selection is still active, let's click on this little mask button, and this way we will hide the rest of the image and only the camera will remain visible. And now we can remove all of the empty space by going to Image and choosing Trim. And after that we can export this camera as PNG. That's super duper awesome, and we would have to do the same steps for each of the items that we would like to cut out and export. And luckily for us, I have already done all of that, and I have selected and extracted 3 beautiful items that we can use: a camera, a travel bag, and a beautiful lens. So let's make sure that we select all of these 3 guys. Let's hit Ctrl C to copy, let's get back to our slide, and let's hit Ctrl V to paste. And now, my friends, the next step is to precisely position all of these separate photos on top of the original photo, okay? And to make this process easier, let's make sure that we have selected all of these 3 guys. Let's go to Picture Color and let's recolor them with this red color. And this way it will be much easier to see if we are doing a good job of matching, the original picture with these cutouts. Okay, so first of all, let's just move the camera and lens a little bit to the side, and let's start with the travel bag. So let's fix the rotation. Okay, and the size I think is correct, and we can use the arrow keys to adjust the position, the placement of the bag, looking good. And now for the lens, we can use the Ctrl-Shift keys to resize this lens from the center. And let's just place this red lens where the original lens is. And once again, we can use the arrow keys to fine-tune the position. And now for the camera, let's adjust the rotation and let's adjust the size so that this red camera matches the original camera, looking beautiful. And now, since all of the cutouts are in the correct positions, we can select all of those guys, go to Picture Format and choose Reset Picture to remove that red color. Okay, so right now we should have the original photo in the background and 3 cutouts on top and 3 text box groups just below the slide. And next, my friends, we'll have to make those cutouts clickable, but in order to make them clickable, we have to insert some additional slides that we can work with. So let's make sure that we duplicate our current slide 3 more times so that we have 4 slides in total, okay? So the first slide is like the introduction slide, and next we have a slide for a camera, next for a travel bag, and finally for the camera lens. And now let's make sure that we are on the introduction slide. Let's select the camera, hit Ctrl K to insert hyperlink, and let's link it to slide number 10, which is going to be our camera slide. And let's do the same steps for the rest of the clickable items. So I have linked the camera bag to slide number 11 and the camera lens to slide number 12. And before we continue, let's make sure that we select all of our 4 beautiful slides and let's apply the morph transition to all of these guys, and morph transition will do all of the animation magic. And now, since we have inserted hyperlinks to all of these cutouts on the first slide, we can just copy these guys and paste them into the rest of the slides. Let's just make sure that we delete the old cutouts and replace them with the new ones that have hyperlinks. That's easy peasy, lemon squeezy. And now, my friends, let's jump into our second slide, which is actually slide number 10, but let's say it is our second slide. And here we'll have to do a couple of adjustments. This slide is going to be our camera slide. So first of all, let's move this travel gear text box upwards, just like that. And now let's make sure that we can see this travel camera text box group, okay. And now we can grab that camera cutout, make it larger, rotate it, and place it anywhere that we wish, okay, just like that. And now for the third slide, which is going to be our travel bag slide, let's make sure that we bring all of these text box groups closer together. And now let's move everything upwards so that travel gear and travel camera is hidden. We want to see only the travel bag text box group, okay? And now we can grab that back cutout, and once again we can resize and rotate it according to our wishes. Okay, let's make it something like that, looking beautiful. And now in the same way, let's do a couple of adjustments for our last slide, which is going to be our camera lens slide. So let me do a couple of adjustments and I'll meet you in a second. Alright, so it looks like all of the slides are ready. We have our introduction slide, our camera, travel back, and camera lens slides. So let's check it out on the full screen. Let's try clicking on the camera and let's see what happens. So once we click on the camera cutout, we jump to the second slide and we get this beautiful animation. The travel bag animation is looking awesome as well, and let's check out the lens. And as you can see, the lens animation is looking a little bit funny. I'm clicking on the lens, so once again, let's check it out. I'm clicking on the lens, but it looks like it's morphing from the camera picture. And sometimes Morph transition might have some trouble morphing a couple of objects because those objects are looking pretty similar. And to fix that, we can use double exclamation marks in the selection pane. So let's make sure that all of the lens photos are called double exclamation marks and lens, okay? And let's use the same name in all of the slides. And now PowerPoint Morph transition should have no trouble making that beautiful animation on all of the slides. So let's check it out once again. So first of all, let's just click on the camera cutout, okay. Next we have the travel bag looking beautiful, and now the camera lens, and everything is working as expected. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. Congratulations my friends, now you know how you can create this clickable and scrollable animated slide design. If you have enjoyed this video, please give it a like and subscribe so that you don't miss my future videos. And let me know in the comment section down below if you have any questions, I'll do my best to help you out. And if you would like to learn more PowerPoint animation secrets, check out my PowerPoint animation playlist. Thank you for watching, stay happy, stay healthy, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace.